So hey, what's up you guys, this is Zaid for ZHM Entertainment, and I'm here today with another video review. Now, as you would imagine, I'm here today having a look at the Hot Toys Battle Damaged Armored Batman figure. Now, this is a figure that was released a little while back. Unfortunately, it took forever to get here to me in South Africa because of customs and shipping and all of that BS. So I'm glad to finally have it here. I was worried that with the wait that I had to get my figure, I might have lost a little bit of the excitement that I built up to actually get the figure. But now that it's in hand, I have to say that I'm pretty damn impressed. Very happy with it. So that's the first step. Just to get that out of the way, I have to say it is a particularly impressive figure. Now, in the course of this review, I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Now, as is always the case with reviews of this nature, I'm going to be considering the two essential items, that of course being the aesthetics and the age factor. But, I'm going to do things slightly differently. Now, there are a shitload of reviews out there about the Armored Batman figure, but not as many about the battle damaged Armored Batman. So what I'm going to try to do in this review is focus just on those distinctions between the Armored Batman and the battle damaged Batman, based on what I see over here. And I'm going to try and talk about some of the accessories that it comes with, and just my overall feel for the figure as a whole. So let's get into it. Aesthetics. Now, when we talk about aesthetics, as you know, we look at the overall visual appeal of a piece. Now, Hot Toys are one of the premier manufacturers of 1/6 scale figures, so my expectations of them are very, very high. So I'm not going to be pulling any punches over here. Okay, so let's start with the overall build of the figure, right? So as you can see, it is a 6 scale figure. I bought it because I missed out on the first release of the Armored Batman, and now it's just so cuck expensive. And well, some of the reviews that I read about that figure over there weren't as great in terms of the posability and stuff. So I'm going to try and put this one through its paces, but not too much because Hot Toys are expensive. I don't want to stuff my figure up. Anyway, now battle damage pieces. Let's talk about that. As you can see a fair amount of battle damage here on his torso, the headpiece. We spoke about that, and also over here on the armor. So the shoulder pads, the forearm guards. Let's see what else. I don't see any sculpted damage on the leg pieces, but I do see a lot of scuffing and battle wear. So there's some scratches and all that. So now what's really, really nice, and I'm just going to shift our discussion now to the paintwork. What I see over here is that the dry brush technique that's been applied is brilliant, because what they do is they have this sort of like shading and highlighting blend. So there are areas that are shaded, and those are contrasted fairly sharply with areas that are highlighted. So even though this is a plastic figure, it has like an element of metal to it. It looks very much like it's metallic. So I'm very, very happy with how that. I'll give you one example, and I'll hopefully be able to get a close-up shot of it. But over here, it looks like stretched out iron or something like that. So very, very happy with that. Also, the attention to detail, and this is where Hot Toys stands out. If you look over here at this particular is it called a vambrace or is it called a gauntlet? I'm going to call it a gauntlet, right? If you look over here, you can see that these fins, the 3 fins that Batman tends to have, those things over there are damaged, whereas on this one over here, they are not. How that turned out. That is pretty kick-ass. That is pretty kick-ass, to say the least. Yeah. Now, I think another major feature for Hot Toys, given the price point, is of course the accessories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan away. I'm going to finish assembling the included accessories. I'm going to tell you all about that in just a moment. I'll be back right after this. Just taking a quick look at the accessories. As you can see, multiple sets of hands. We've got a grenade launcher, some batteries, the grenades, the zipline thingy, and of course the kryptonite spear. So this is the most impressive thing, I really think. Yeah, this here is what he uses to throw Superman around. That there is a grenade launcher. All in all, pretty happy with the accessories. Okay, so a little bit of bad news, right? So I took out the instructions. I'm having a look at them, and I see that it's fairly easy to open this thing out and add in the batteries. The only problem is the little screw over here is so tiny that nothing that I have with me at the moment is going to be small enough to open that out. So that's a bit of a bummer. So I won't be able to show you how the light up features of this here work. But what I can show you is that the figure comes with a series of the additional hands, and you can very easily pop the spear into the hand like that, right? And let's just swap it out over here. Okay, let's see. Probably worth noting, the hand peg over here popped out pretty easily, so that's not usually the case. But I'm grateful for it because the hands are normally a schlep. Yeah, so if you put that like that, you know, that looks pretty damn kick-ass. Yeah, so as you can see, there is a fair amount of articulation as well. So you should be able to get this figure into a somewhat decent fighting pose. Now, why I say somewhat decent is because one of the principal complaints about the first release of this figure over here was that the articulation was up to shit. So we're going to see how much they were able to do to remedy that situation over here. And I have to say that, no, not a whole lot, unfortunately, because it's still pretty stiff and you can't really get much movement out of it. So, yeah. And also, you see the armor pieces over here now, they hinder motion slightly. So that's a little bit disappointing. But again, you know, it's armored Batman, so you don't expect him to be able to pull off like ridiculous poses, you know. So yeah, but I guess that, you know, with a little bit of doing, I could get him into a decent, you know, like battle ready pose, you know, battle ready pose to pose with my Superman. So yeah, I'm not too upset about that. I do tend to hold my pieces in sort of more statuesque poses anyway, so I don't mind too much that this is not the most posable figure ever. So now the other light up feature is of course over here in the head sculpt, right? So from what I can see over here on the instructions, once you pop the batches in, it's now 3 batches again. Once you pop the batches in over there, this area, this eye over here, it lights up and it lights up quite nicely. But unfortunately, once again, I'm faced with the awkward challenge of not being able to unscrew those screws now to actually get that to work. So that's a bit of a schlep as well. So yeah, but suffice to say, the feature is there, and I think that's a pretty nice touch. I tend not to display my hot toys with the batteries in or make too much use of the lights up features because I don't know if you know this, but there have been complaints historically about hot toys and the batteries leaking inside, and that damages the circuitry and whatnot. So for the most part, you know, I like having the feature there, but I don't generally display my hot toys with the batteries in. So I'm not too bummed out about that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I just want to pop this back on its display stand. Let's get that there. Yes. Okay, yeah, so overall aesthetically at least I have to say that this thing here is on point. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So let us turn our attention to the age factor. Now the age factor is a generic stand that we use to assess the degree to which a figure makes one go ish with excitement or ish with disappointment, right? So in this case over here now, I must confess, I was fairly concerned about the figure. Now you must remember, you know, with all the bad press that the first release got, I was a little bit apprehensive about getting this one. But then when I saw the other one in person, I was like, man, I should have got it. And the second-hand market prices are crazy, especially here in South Africa. So when this one came out for pre-order, I said to myself, no, we're not playing any games over here. We're not taking a chance. I'm getting this damn thing. And so I did. Now, I was able to do so with the aid of a payment plan from my friends at Project Mayhem. So I'm very, very grateful for that shot, you guys. Thanks a lot. And I'm quite happy with it. You know, I was a little concerned that I wasn't going to like, you know, the Ben Affleck part of the head, that I would have preferred to have the full head sculpt. And you know, possibly if I'm able to get another head sculpt, I'm just not sure 100% if they are compatible. I probably will. Another thing I was worried about was whether I was going to like the way the battle damage pieces look. But now when I look at it, you know, like, honestly, I have to say that this piece has so much of character to it. You know, like, when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, you know, this here now, it has like an element of, yeah, you know, this guy, he was there, he did the thing, you know. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. I would have to say that, you know, it's one of the more attractive pieces I have in my collection at the moment. It's going to fit in very, very nicely with the rest of my displays. So I'm very, very happy. If you have the opportunity to get it, you probably should. I should mention that Toy Fair exclusives, the prices do tend to shoot up quite a bit. I mean, if you remember the Nightmare Batman figure, you know, that was one that I missed out on as well. So if someone's looking to sell one of those at a decent price, hit me up. But, you know, I'm happy that I got this one. Very, very happy with it. Overall, look, I normally talk about the price point. Now, look, if you have to ask, you're never going to know. But the sad truth is, Hot Toys are a premier collectible brand, and as you would expect, it comes with a nice price tag attached, and nice as in like cuck expensive, you know. So the question is whether one feels that they have value for money. Now, when I look at this one over here, Just like just looking at it and just thinking about what it represents and how it's going to look in my display. I'm happy with it. I do feel that I got value for my money. To get one of these third-party spears, it's pretty expensive, and this one here, it's a very, very nice looking one. And from what I've seen online, it really does the job. The light up features are very, very nice as well. Overall, it's a high quality build. Everything feels solid. Nothing feels like it's about to fall apart or fall loose. I'm very happy with the other accessories that are included as well. And all in all, I feel that this is definitely a worthwhile buy. So what would I have liked to have seen? Well, anyone who follows me knows that I'm a sucker for free things. So I would have liked to have seen a few more items, more especially the head sculpts. I would have liked to have seen a full masked head sculpt. I would have liked to have seen an alternative unmasked head sculpt. I'm happy with how this one turned out. It's very, very nice, no doubt about that. And maybe, just maybe, to have had removable armor pieces. So for example, if you could take out this armor piece and put a pre-battle damage one, that would have been a nice touch as well. And this could have been like an ultimate edition armored Batman. That would have been a very, very, very nice touch. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So yeah, for what it is, I'm very, very happy with it. I have no hesitations with recommending it to anyone. It is a resounding ish. You should get it. Though I do want to add in those few qualifications just to point out that there were a couple things that I would have liked to have seen done differently. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for your time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, do all of that stuff, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Ciao. Okay, so I was able to find a screwdriver and managed to pop in all the batteries, and this is the end result. So as you can see, that eye is pretty well lit up there, and on the side over here, the kryptonite spear looks pretty good as well. So yeah, definitely worth the effort. It took forever though, gotta tell you, it's not easy to get the batteries in. Anyway, let me show you what it looks like in absolute darkness. There you go. As you can see, you can't really make out too much with the eye. The kryptonite spear does look pretty good though. Yeah, but I would suggest just keeping it in dim light like this. It looks better. Anyway, this is how it looks in my display case. As you can see, pretty kick-ass. Overall, it's a very impressive figure. I am definitely happy with it. So yeah, chat to you guys soon. Bye.